Today in the battle arena, we've got Godzilla from the Monsterverse, the legendary Godzilla taking on all four Jaegers from Pacific Rim. Who comes out on top? Well, let's find out. Also, there will be spoilers for Godzilla King of the Monsters in this video. So just heads up, there will be spoilers.
Hear the music.
I could do this all day.
Godzilla is the king of the monsters, and mankind's greatest ally and enemy. He is quite possibly the most unpredictable force on the face of the planet. For this fight, we'll be using the version of Godzilla from the Monsterverse, otherwise known as Legendary Godzilla. The Godzilla from the recent movies. This version of the big guy is absolutely massive. One of the biggest incarnations of the character that we've ever seen, as he towers at almost 400 feet tall and comes in at a staggering weight of 90,000 tons on the scale. In fact, he's so large that he's actually displaced so much water by walking from the sea to the land that he's created tsunamis. Godzilla is also impressively strong, as he's been able to physically overpower the kaiju on multiple occasions, easily pushing the female Muto through several buildings, and even summoned Ghidorah to the ground several times, and Godzilla pushed him through a building as well. He's also got a massively powerful bite, so he's able to toss both the male and female Mutos around with ease by biting into their bodies and throwing them. He's also chomped down on one of Ghidorah's heads, tore it off completely. Even his tail is massively powerful, as he's outright killed a Muto with one swing, and accidentally knocked over a skyscraper as well. Despite his massive size though, Godzilla is still surprisingly fast, turning around and smashing the male Muto with his tail, or tagging other kaiju in the air with his atomic ray. Godzilla is also insanely durable, as just for starters, he's taken countless attacks on Mutos and King Ghidorah. Even when Ghidorah just keeps on pounding and pounding, biting and biting, or hitting with energy beams or dropping from the sky, Godzilla still came back. He's easily withstood a 15 megaton nuke, Castle Bravo, that was the 5th largest nuke in the world, and survived a weapon that was designed to destroy all the oxygen and kill everything within a 2-mile radius. Godzilla's atomic ray is also his signature and most powerful attack, allowing him to severely weaken and kill the female Muto and push back against Ghidorah. And then if Godzilla is able to absorb an excess of nuclear radiation and energy, well, he transforms into Burning Godzilla, allowing him to easily overpower and beat Ghidorah, and actually melts and destroys everything that he touches. So that's what we got in one corner, Godzilla, the king of the monsters. But entering the ring, robots that were specifically designed to beat monsters like Godzilla, the Jaegers. Jaegers are a special type of mobile weapon created by the Jaeger program, being the most effective first and last line of defense against the kaiju during the Great Kaiju War. For this fight, we'll be including all of the Jaegers seen in the first Pacific Rim movie: Gypsy Danger, Crimson Typhoon, Cherno Alpha, and Striker Eureka. Gypsy Danger is a Mark III American Jaeger. It is actually one of the oldest Jaegers still in active combat. Gypsy Danger has I-19 plasma casters on each hand, which can wound an opponent and then cauterize that wound, as well as 2 retractable GD6 chain swords, which can be used as both a sword or as whips. In addition to that, the Jaeger is also equipped with rockets for increased punching power. Crimson Typhoon is a Mach 4 Chinese Jaeger, and is unique in that it's piloted by 3 Rangers instead of the typical 2. Crimson Typhoon is also a whole lot more flexible and agile than other Jaegers, as it's able to rotate its lower torso and legs a full 180 degrees, perform high kicks, and lift its body in order to perform flips. Crimson Typhoon also was an IB-22 plasma caster, and its hands can pop outwards, and its 4 fingers can rotate to form 8 saw blades for its signature thundercloud formation attack. Cherno Alpha is a Mach 1 Russian Jaeger. It's the last Mach 1 Jaeger, and is the oldest Jaeger still active and still fighting. It's one of the heaviest and best armored Jaegers, but as a downside, is also one of the slowest. Cherno is built to endure long tours of duty, and is designed to slug it out of kaiju, sustaining a lot of damage as well as dishing out a lot of damage in return. Cherno Alpha's heavily armored arms are also equipped with a weapon codenamed Roll of Nickels, which are cylinders that Cherno Alpha can grip and increase the power of its punches. When using Roll of Nickels, the environment is said to shake from each blow it lands against a kaiju. Then finally, we've got Striker Eureka, a Mach 5 Australian Jaeger, and the first and only Mach 5 in service. It's the strongest and fastest of the Jaegers, allowing it to combat against and kill kaiju far quicker than other Jaegers. Striker's brass knuckles also greatly add to the power behind each of its punches, and has sting blades, which can reach up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Finally, Striker Eureka is also equipped with an anti-kaiju missile chest launcher that can kill kaiju with one direct hit. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, we've done a fight before, where we had legendary Godzilla going up against just Gypsy Danger alone, and Godzilla came out on top. And honestly, I still stand by that. 1-on-1, and the big G-Man can beat any of the Jaegers here. He's just too big, too tough, and too strong. However, if you got two Jaegers going up against Godzilla, well, that's where things get more interesting. And then 4-on-1, well, man, you've got yourself a fight right there. Now, in terms of physical strength, well, Godzilla has a massive advantage here. I mean, for starters, just look at his size compared to the Jaegers. The big guy towers over them, almost 400 feet tall and 90,000 tons, while the Jaegers range from 250 to 280 feet and 1,700 to 2,400 tons. Godzilla is even larger than most every kaiju that ever went up against. He's got most of them beat in height, and while he is smaller than some kaiju like Slattern, the category 5 that they went up against, Godzilla has got every single one of them beat by over 80,000 tons. That is an insane size and weight comparison. And Godzilla really knows how to throw his weight around as well, as he's been able to easily push Mutos backwards, sending them crashing through buildings, and even kill one of them with a single swipe of his tail. These Mutos are also relative in size to the kaiju that we saw in Pacific Rim, being 200 and 300 feet tall respectively. But they're probably much, much heavier, given how heavy other the monsters are in the Monsterverse. But forget about the Mutos for a second here. Let's talk about the new villain on the block, King Ghidorah. This guy is absolutely massive, coming in at 521 feet tall and 141,056 tons. Ghidorah even dwarfs Godzilla himself by a good 150 feet and 50,000 tons. We've already been over how much larger Godzilla is compared to the Jaegers in Pacific Rim. But even with that massive size difference, Godzilla is still strong and powerful enough to consistently knock Ghidorah to the ground or push him through buildings. Godzilla even just straight up ripped off one of Ghidorah's heads, which would have required a massive level of strength. But there's a whole lot more to this fight than just physical strength, even though that will be an important factor. For starters, the Jaegers are a whole lot faster and more agile than Godzilla. This version of the big guy isn't necessarily what you could call a speedster, and is rather large and cumbersome, even though he is deceptively maneuverable when in a fight. But still, the Jaegers are going to be able to jump and dodge around a lot of Godzilla's attacks, because they're faster, more agile and maneuverable, and even their smaller size benefits them here as well. And then there are the Jaegers' weapons and their fighting skills as well. These are weapons of mass destruction, designed to kill and destroy any kaiju that they come across, even category 5 like Slattern. And each ranger is a highly skilled fighter and actually specializes in battling against, you guessed it, giant kaiju, like Godzilla. Gypsy Danger's I-19 plasma caster, one of his go-to weapons, is powerful enough to knock back Knifehead, who weighs nearly 9,000 tons, and killed Leatherback, a Category 4 kaiju, by emptying the clip into his body. Gypsy's chainsword is also insanely powerful, being able to slice Utachi right in half and bisect Raiju. Striker Rika is able to kill a kaiju with one direct shot from one of its K-Stunner warheads, and Striker Rika has 18 of those suckers in its anti-kaiju missile chest launcher. It's also got its sting blades, with which it was able to cut Slatern's throat, even though Striker Rika was only about 1/3 the monster's size. Crimson Typhoon is able to use its blades and weapons to successfully defend the Hong Kong coast 7 times, killing 7 kaiju in the process. And even when it went up against Utachi, well, Typhoon was able to slice into the monster's head and chest, and even toss and throw it around. Even Cherno Alpha is an impressive fighter and machine. Even though it might seem like a downside that is the oldest one here and the only Mach 1 Jaeger still in operation, that's actually insanely impressive. When battling against giant monsters on a daily basis, you gotta wear that age as a sign of honor and respect, because no other Jaeger survived that long. It's really very basic and simple when it comes to weapons, sticking to its fists and a roll of knuckle cylinders. These were still pretty effective though, as it used its Tesla fist to pummel in Utachi's face. They've also each got their own specific fighting style, with Gypsy Danger acting like a street fighter, Striker Rika a dirty boxer, Cherno Alpha a wrestler, and Crimson Typhoon specializing in Muay Thai. There's also a 4-on-1 fight, meaning that the Jaegers are going to be able to quadruple team Godzilla, attacking him from all sides, keeping the monster on its toes, and helping the teammates if they need help. However, with all that being said, it's going to be real difficult, if not damn impossible, for the Jaegers to injure Godzilla enough to actually put him down for good. I mean, for starters, Godzilla has shown he's able to take basically any weapon that mankind can send his way and not be killed. And you can forget typical weapons like missiles or machine gun fire. I'm talking Godzilla surviving the Castle Bravo nuclear bomb, a 15 megaton nuke that was said to be the 5th largest nuke in the world, or a weapon designed to destroy all the oxygen and kill everything within a 2-mile radius. And while Godzilla might have been injured by those attacks, and needed time to rest up and recover, it doesn't really matter, because Godzilla wasn't killed, and none of the Jaegers have weapons or power on that level. It's even possible that Godzilla is just going to get a power boost by the Jaegers' attacks. What I mean by that is that Gypsy Danger and Cherno Alpha are older Jaegers that still run on nuclear power, and Gypsy Danger has even unloaded its nuclear core at kaiju before as a last resort. That's possibly the worst thing they could do against Godzilla, considering that even being around nuclear radiation empowers him. And you really don't want the big guy to reach his burning form, where he was able to melt everything that he touches and absolutely trash Ghidorah. Then to top it all off, while the Jaegers won't really be able to injure Godzilla, Godzilla will definitely be able to injure them. For starters, he can just use his massive size to absolutely crush and demolish the Jaegers, considering that much lighter kaiju have already been able to throw around the Jaegers before. But I think his greatest asset here has got to be his atomic ray. Jaegers have been injured by kaiju blood on a routine basis, with the acid being able to eat all the way through a core. So just imagine what Godzilla's atomic ray can do. I mean, it sent King Ghidorah flying backwards several times, and Ghidorah almost weighs 150,000 tons, compared to the Jaeger's 2,000 tons. Godzilla's atomic breath is just going to rip right through them, absolutely shredding the robots to pieces. End of the day, there's really no way for Godzilla to lose, and no way for the Jaegers to win. They might be able to win after just the first Godzilla movie, But with Godzilla King of Monsters and Godzilla battling against more impressive kaiju than just the Mutos, well, he really sealed himself as several levels above the Jaegers, even all four of them combined. Godzilla is coming out on top here. Godzilla wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure hit that like button, the subscribe button, and turn on notifications to join the Fan Kill Army. And I will see you next time.